Hey guys, welcome to Quinn's Tree Farm, coming to you straight through the power of YouTube right from Cornville, Maine. Today, it doesn't really look like it's January, but it is January, middle of January here in the state, and we have a little bit of a snowstorm coming in. Quick hitter coming up the East Coast is going to drop between 4 to 8 inches of snow on the ground, and one of my parts of my business here is snow plowing. So I thought it'd be a perfect time to go over my equipment and go over what I have and how I go about doing things. So stick around and let's get to work. All right. Hey, puppy. All right. So this is the first most important thing that we have in the truck, and this is Abby. Abby is my puppy. She's 10 years old, and she goes everywhere with me, and she loves snow plowing. This is really her truck, it's not mine. So I think it's really important to have a companion when you're doing stuff like this, and she's perfect for me. So love your puppy. We have our sanding control box for the Fisher Tempest. We have the control stick for the XV2. I have a radio so I can talk to people if I get into trouble. And I have a laser temperature gauge so that I can look at the ground and I can see what the ground temperature is out, which sometimes comes in handy when you're trying to figure out what to put down for material. This upcoming storm, I'm planning to run straight salt. It's supposed to be pretty chilly overnight. It's a fluffy snow. It's going to be about 15 degrees out, and then it's going to get really cold next week. So putting 50-50 mix of sand I don't want to do. I want to put down a layer of heat, which hopefully is going to break up the barrier between the snow and the pavement, kind of keep it a little bit warm, so when I go scrape my couple of my lots, I will undoubtedly have a better time at it. So that's what I have in the truck for now. A couple of other things. I carry Windex and paper towels. A big pet peeve of mine is having dirty mirrors if I want to back up consistently and safely and not hit anything, because, you know, that's dumb. Having clean mirrors is really helpful. So I always have a thing of Windex and paper towels in my truck. Other than that, in the front, I don't have very much. I have a pair of hat and gloves just in case, and my jacket usually sits on the floor. And then I drink Gatorade by the gallon. One of the things I love about this hanging system is that I can get in here and I can grease my sander. You see that I probably should do it more than I do, but I think it's very important to keep it greased when we talk about those breakdowns and being reliable. I don't want to blow a bearing or anything. So I just take some PB Blaster and try to break up some of that sand. And then I just have multi-purpose grease. And then I go and try to make a mess. Give them a couple of squirts. I don't do this every storm, but I do it a couple of times a year. There are 4 points that we need to do. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. See it down there? Sometimes this one doesn't take grease too well. Another thing that I like to do is just take a little bit of electric grease, and that will help when we plug that in. All right, so in the back of the truck, you can see I have this little platform there. It's just a 2x3 platform. It's 2 feet wide, and that's the difference between the size of the sander and the 8-foot bed. While I'm in here, don't forget to have toe straps, a shovel, just in case. I don't carry a ton of stuff because I can get back to civilization pretty quick, and I don't like to work in the snow, but you definitely need to have those. I was nervous about this sander being able to drop down without crashing. Well, to my surprise and happiness, no problem. It's very easy to loosen up. As you can see, I just take the hook, loop it around, and the cool part is I don't even hook it from the sander when I go to hook it into my truck. I think one of the best parts about doing these videos on the fly is you're always have something that comes up that we need to talk about in maybe a non-linear fashion, which is kind of cool because then you get all these tidbits throughout the video. But as I was undoing that one, these get really gumpy. So I just hit them with a little bit of WD, and they seem to loosen up that much better. So same thing, just pulling that, loosen up, comes right down. Feed to the front. These back ones are the more important of the two because they're pulling this sander to the front so it doesn't slide out. So you make sure that that's tight, and then it's pushing up against that platform that we have in there.
The sander is light enough empty to move around a bit to get it centered in the bed. Matt uses the bolts that mount the bed to the frame as a reference. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this sort of thing. Leave a comment too. Subscribe. You'd think Matt would proofread what he types into the computer beforehand? What a numma.
So I don't know if you can see, but they hook in down here and then up here. Right there, and then up front. Why do I do them crossways? The only answer I have is that's the way the book showed me how to do them when you're doing this with straps. My thought is it's got better pull to the front to hold it in that angle as opposed to kind of coming down short on those short ones. Maybe not have so much angle. You know, if you're pushing back like this as opposed to pushing back like that. That's the only thing I can think of. I got one more thing I want to do here. That's a little bit of a design flaw in my opinion. I don't really like this because it gets banged out and it's supposed to be able to spin around and stuff. That way if you want to send the sand one way or the other. I don't know. Doesn't, well, you can see. I think that's one of those really great on paper and good ideas, but Fisher, if you're listening to this, you probably got to work on this a little bit. I really do like this sander a lot, and I'm really happy that I can support a local business. I say sense and local. Fisher is out of Rockland, Maine. Douglas Dynamics is the company that owns them, and they do Fisher snowplows and Western snowplows. And they bought out Blizzard a while back. So a lot of that technology that Blizzard brought to them, you can see in the XLS, and a lot of the Western stuff and the Fisher stuff, you can kind of see the same little things here and there, especially with the control boxes on the sander. This is the 1.5 yard Tempest, fits perfectly in the back of my truck. I did the weight with the F350. When I built this, I got the higher GVW R, so it's 11,400 pounds. I can put almost 5,000 pounds full payload. So with the plow, a yard of sander salt in the sander, I'm under, and I like that. I don't want to beat up my truck too much, and I'm close enough to the sand yard so I can go back and forth. If you notice here, you can see the chain. When these come from Fisher, it has a cover, and I took that off because if things get stuck and it jams everything up, this is where it's getting stuck. It serves no other purpose than to protect maybe the sand and salt from the weather coming out, but without the cover on it, what's the point? This is the control box where you can hook up the different accessories. One of the cool things about it is all the accessories. So I have the work light and the strobe lights that come extra. And they have these wiring diagrams and these little mount kits in them. So the plugs are already there with the controller box. So the cool thing is if I ever get the pre-wet system with a vibrator for this, I could just plug it right into this control system. Luckily there were no mice nests in there. And that's the sander. Well, that's the storm coming our way.
Time got away from Matt. He wanted me to tell you that after the storm, he will make a snowplow overview with a few helpful tips and tricks. You know what he always says. I'd really rather feel bad in Maine than feel good anywhere else. Dirigo, my friends, Matt will see you soon.